Hello. Hi, everyone. We are very excited to start our event soon, so if you could please find your seats, that would be amazing. And we will just be getting started in 1 minute. Thank you.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Assalamu alaikum and greetings everyone. Welcome to the Layers of Identity book launch, celebrating the voices of Ōtepoti.
Thank you so much for being here today to support us and the other rangatahi. We are really excited to share this special moment with you all. This event is proudly hosted by Otago Access Radio, Dunedin UNESCO City of Literature, and Dunedin Public Libraries.
My name is Prisha Khan.
And I'm Ocean Jade. We are your MCs for today, and we are also contributors to this project.
That means we are also part of the project.
We would love to take a moment to acknowledge the Councillor Treadwell, who is here with us today on behalf of Mayor Sophie Barker, and also to the other DCC councillors in the room with us. Thank you for being here to support Ōtepoti Dunedin's rangatahi.
Before we begin, we'll go over some important health and safety information.
So, in the event of an emergency, the alarm will sound. Please make your way calmly down the enclosed stairs and out the door to the municipal lane.
There will be a staff member on the floor with a floor armband. Please follow their instructions.
Toilets are to the left of the lift, and there is an accessible bathroom and baby change facilities on the 3rd floor.
To begin our event, we'd like to ground ourselves with a karakia.
We'd like to invite one of our Layers of Identity contributors, Ajax Benstola, to lead us in an opening karakia.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Nuna pāo taku whenua tūpana, ko mātapuso taku monga, ko seti taku awa, ko Ōtepoti taku kāinga rua, no reira, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora everybody, I am Ajax Badstola and I am originally from Nepal. And yes, as our wonderful MCs, Prisha and Ocean said today, I am here from the first layers of identity phase, as I was a rangatahi contributor there. Now, I would like to begin our program with a karakia timatanga, which means to open up the space and make sure that everybody is on the same page as us. Whakataka te hu ki te uru, whakataka te hu ki te tonga, kia makinakina ki uta, kia makinakina ki tai. E hi ake ana te atakura, he tio, he huka, he hau hu. Tihei mauri ora. Thank you.
Thank you for grounding us, Ajax. Parache has kindly offered to play the national anthem for us. Please stay seated and enjoy.
Today I'll be playing the national anthem. Thank you so much, Parache, for playing the national anthem so beautifully. Layers of Identity began as creative writing and a podcast project in March of last year, launching on Race Relations Day and World Poetry Day. The project was funded by Dunedin City Council's Arts Grants. Thanks, DCC. It started as a podcast and broadcast on OAR FM and a live event at the Dunedin City Library.
And from there, more rangatahi joined, sharing their stories, their cultures, and their identities. We get to reflect on our whakapapa and family histories.
Then we had another celebration on National Poetry Day in August at the Dunedin Athenaeum Library.
A total of 15 rangatahi were part of the podcast and live events. Now it's becoming something extra special.
We have a book, and our stories and writing are in the book.
Thanks to Dunedin UNESCO City of Literature, this project has grown into a published collection, which is so cool. We are incredibly grateful for this surprise and for everyone who helped bring it to life, especially Nikki and Anne from the Dunedin UNESCO. So today's celebration is even more meaningful because it aligns with two important occasions, Youth Week and UNESCO World Day for Cultural Diversity for Dialogue and Development.
That means today is all our young people and celebrating different cultures.
This year's Youth Week theme is Our Voices Matter, We Deserve to Be Heard.
And today we get to share that with all of you.
For today's book launch, rangatahi get to reflect on two guiding questions.
The first question is,
Which layer of your identity has grown the most this past year?
And the second question is, how has your understanding of yourself and your whakapapa changed since this project?
Maybe you can think about your own answers while you listen today. Adults are welcome too. Feel free to share your thoughts on the reflection walls at the back of the room. For me, being part of this project has been absolutely amazing. Looking back on this as I go from age 9 to age 10 is incredibly special. Sharing my green kiwi story gave me the courage to write even more, and it actually inspired me to enter my own poem into a big writing competition. It showed me that people love hearing how you can belong to two completely different places at once. I am so proud of my journey. Last year, I loved performing at Polyfest and playing my guitar. But this year, I am sharing my ideas on a whole new level. I even started my own radio show, Parishe's Book Club, where I get to interview guests and talk about amazing stories on air. On top of that, I am speaking up so much more at Kaikai Primary School and leading the way in my classes. I am blending my respectful Pakistani family values with my brave Kiwi side to become one big Parishe. I used to think my whakapapa was only about my ancestors in Pakistan. Now I understand it is also about the new history I am making right here in New Zealand. Through my podcast, my poetry story writing, and all my fun activities at school, I am adding my very own chapter to our family story. My roots will always be beautiful and green, but my heart beats loud and proud to a Kiwi rhythm. I know who exactly I am. And if you want to be interviewed in my podcast, you can talk to my manager, my mom. Please make it. What about you, Ocean?
Being mixed and being African American in Dunedin has been a complex process. And layers of identity sort of allowed me to process my African American whakapapa in my fave form of self-expression, which is writing and poetry. So the poem is dedicated to my mother. It's called Blackbird Sings Kumbaya, and it is inspired by an African American spiritual by the name Kumbaya, and pulls from my mom's childhood and the wider symbolism of the blackbird as a testament to freedom for Black Americans. I felt as though my experience with layers of identity not only allowed me to connect with my mother in a very special way, but also allowed me to connect with my ancestors, and also connected me with Arena, who offered me a chance to start my own radio show as well, called Virtuality. And that's just a podcast where I basically have an excuse to nerd out about the internet. Thursdays, 4 p.m. So we'll now move into one of the most important parts of today. We'll hear directly from some of the rangatahi contributors of this exciting project.
These are their stories. We will introduce them first. Rangatahi, please stand and wave to everyone when you're being introduced.
Our first speaker is Ahana. Ahana shares her story of being Indian and moving across different countries like Bangladesh, Malawi, and now New Zealand. Ahana is a Year 12 at Taieri College and is a podcast host for Between the Lines, where she looks at messages hidden between the lines of books and film.
Our next speaker is Asia. Asia has lived in both Malaysia and New Zealand for 10 years each. Asia studies theatre and English at the University of Otago and hosts Thoughts and Theories. She delves deeper into popular films, books, TV shows, and other fun things.
Our next speaker is Tia. Tia is a young mom with Samoan, Maori, Cook Island, and Pakeha heritage, and she's studying philosophy at the University of Otago. Tia is here with her son and will present her poem today. She also hosts Baby Pakeke, Figuring Out Adulthood in Ōtepoti.
Next, we have Ajax. Ajax is a student at Kaikorai Valley College. He talks about his Nepalese roots and journey of moving to Aotearoa at the age of 3. Ajax is the host of Fact Beast, where we dive into a world of exciting facts.
And finally, we have Vika. Vika is a Russian adoptee living in New Zealand and dreams of learning more about her family in Russia. Vika now studies health bridging at Otago Polytechnic and hosts Spilling the Reality, the journey of a Russian adoptee living with a disability. Now we'd like to invite the project lead, Arena Eisel from Otago Access Radio.
Please welcome Arena.
I'm going to invite the rangatahi to speak first so that I can reflect on that. So, Ahana, come on up.
Hi everyone, I'm Ahana Munamadam. Some of you might remember me from the first phase of the Layers of Identity project way back in March of last year. I know it seems like a long, long time. So the poem that I wrote for this project is called Home is a Feeling, and it was something that I had wanted to write and wanted to talk about for a very long time. I'm originally from India, but I've lived all over the world, first in Malawi, then in Bangladesh, and now here. Because of this, my cultural identity was always something I kind of avoided talking about as much as I could, because it just felt like this big, like looming, intimidating thing. And that's really why I wrote the poem. I always thought the name Layers of Identity was very fitting for this project, especially in the way that I related to it. I've always felt that my identity, and especially my cultural identity, has come in these layers, all relating back to all the people and places that I've known and loved. This was never something I felt particularly confident about. In fact, it was really intimidating to navigate my identity when I had all of these roots tying me to all of these other places. But I guess my understanding of it all has kind of changed since then, in large part due to this project. I've come to see the different layers of my cultural identity as a really beautiful thing, and I think it's so wonderful that I get to find home in so many different places. Writing this poem and being a part of this project really changed a lot for me. For one, it really helped me feel more connected to my community here in Dunedin. Sharing my experiences with my layered identity and hearing all of these other stories from all of these other contributors made it all feel a little less lonely and made it all feel a bit like I could belong here a bit more. It also opened me up to the idea of starting my own podcast on OAR FM's Youth Zone. It was an idea that I'd kind of been toying around with for a while, but the Layers of Identity project is what actually gave me the confidence to start it. So now you can find me fortnightly on Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. on a little show called Between the Lines. This is where I'm going to shamelessly self-advertise for a bit in here, so just bear with me. On Between the Lines, I get to play your classic English teacher and dissect some of my favorite pieces of media and literature. My love of literature and media has always been a huge part of my identity, and I never would have been confident enough to start this show if it wasn't for Layers of Identity. And now, because of it, I get to share my love of media and literature on a whole new level. As I reach the end of my speech, I want to take a quick moment to thank Arena and the station and just everyone behind this project. I truly wouldn't be where I am today, or even who I am today, without it. And I think I can speak for everyone here when I say a massive, massive thank you.
Salamun alaikum dan salam sejahtera semua. Kia ora koutou katoa and hello and peace be upon you. I'm incredibly honored to be standing before all of you here today. I was one of the participants involved within the first phase of this whakapapa project. I wrote 2 acrostic poems, one titled Home is Where the Heart Is, and the other titled Malaysian and Loved. Many things has changed for me since we were last here, and yet many things still remain the same. I'm still studying theatre at Otago, I'm still living with my family, and I'm still a proud Malaysian citizen and a New Zealand resident. But where before I came to you as a sister, friend, and daughter, I now come to you with another layer to my identity, an aunt. My sister had a wee baby girl last year in May, and now I have to grapple with the responsibility of being a trusted adult. Pardon? Who allowed me to do that? Surely there's a more adultier adult around here? No? I am not ready for this responsibility. With this new level of life unlocked, I found that I've actually grown a lot as a person within the last year. I've discovered what it was like to change a diaper for a first time. Smelly, excruciating, and about as painful as you'd expect. I experienced the joys of hearing the little bundle laugh for the first time, bald, chubby, and an absolute menace, subhanallah. I also sat by on sleepless nights, watching the strongest person I know experience the hardship of motherhood for the first time. It's an incredibly humbling experience to see someone you love in their most vulnerable state, to be trusted with the raw and hard truth. Things were hard, but I held her hand through it, just as my sister held mine as I grew up. My second mother, I'd like to say. And I realized, okay, maybe I really am the adultier adult. My niece, she was born in Malaysia last year, another string that attaches me to my home country. Another form of proof that, yes, I am still connected to Malaysia, even though I no longer live there. Not that I have to have that, proof that is. I know who I am and I know where I come from, but her birth was a blessing. It's a reminder that there is another place that I call home, just beyond the ocean, just past the banana leaves, Malaysia. Being involved in this project, I had to take a deep look within myself and those who I surrounded myself with. My whakapapa is my family and my friends, both near and far, all equally important to me, no matter the time, distance, or religion. I am who I am because of those who have chosen to love me, and now with a new family member, welcomed into the world by the grace of Allah, I am remade for my niece to fit into my life as well. Simply put, my identity is built on a culmination of love from those around me. And if that now has to include the rattle of a toy and the cries of a baby, then so be it. I am a sister, daughter, and friend. And I'm now also an aunt. Thank you.
Kia ora, ko Tia Fleming tōku ingoa. Te saumalinu o Vailo a Leipata, Whasitua Uta, sa papali I Mamanono Tai. My name is Tia Fleming. I whakapapa to Ngāti Kahununu me Ngāti Apa, ki Rangatahi, which is a little town in Rongonui, and I currently live here in Dunedin. I wrote a poem and I enjoy writing, and I would like to emphasize that I like to write and only write. But if there's anyone that can make me read out loud one of my poems, it would be Arena and the team at OAR FM. So because I wasn't here last year, I will read out my poem. And yeah, okay. I want my son to know that it's not just us against the world, that we come from giants, that our tupuna are always with us, always guiding him, that he is loved, so deeply loved, more than I've ever asked for, that this world may not be kind, but he can be, that real love exists because he exists, that there's always another day, that real men cry, that real men love. I want my son to know that our blood runs deep with alofa, that he is always welcomed home, that when I fall, he doesn't have to fall with me, and that when he falls, there will be someone there, that his nu'u is always supporting him, that he is never alone in this taiao, because it's not just us against the world. I want my son to know how to let Papa Tuanuku embrace him, how to walk with Tawhiri Mātea, how to laugh with Tangaroa, and how to battle with Tū Mātauinga, how to let Ranginui guide him, because we are not alone in this taiao. That was my poem. So, in answering the question, what layer of your identity has grown the most this past year? The stress layer has grown. If you can hear my son running around, that is him. I found this project very beautiful and very interesting because it was asking rangatahi to elaborate on a concept that some rangatahi are in touch with a lot more than others, and I find this so beautiful being Māori and being Pasifika, growing up in New Zealand, where the concept of whakapapa is something that I'm quite used to. And so when I saw myself reading the question of how has your understanding of whakapapa changed, it's quite interesting for me to answer because I am lucky and fortunate enough to have always grown up with knowing what whakapapa is and knowing how whakapapa affects my life. And now that I'm a mama, I want to make sure that I am able to emphasize the importance on my son's identity. As hoha as he is now, and it's beautiful to see pepi and to see young children grow up and to see some of these other rangatahi that we're all quite familiar with. And I think there's a theme along here of us learning how to talk, and we have learnt very well to the point where we've all pretty much started our own podcasts, which is really, really awesome. It's amazing to see, and the team at OAR FM has been a really awesome vessel to be able to give us that voice and to give us that opportunity to be able to go and talk about our little niches. And in saying that, I really loved the kōrero just before me talking about adulthood. I've also thought that those same thoughts of am I an adult and am I adult enough, which was the theme of the podcast that I started. And I think through being able to uncover layers of identity, especially with this project being a rangatahi project, I wanted to deepen that into becoming a Pākeke, and Pākeke is sort of the te reo Māori word for adult. So I think if there's anything that I want to leave you with and also share is that I'm still learning how to be a Pākeke, I'm still learning how to be a mama, as I'm pretty sure everyone in this room who are parents and who will be parents will understand. And yeah, I can hear my son in the background. And I'm going to close off with that, and ngā mihi koutou, and I want to say a big thank you to the team at OAR FM. Yeah, ngā mihi nui.
Kia ora and namaskar everybody once again. I hope you haven't forgotten me, because that wouldn't have been nice. But some of you may remember me from last year March, which was an awful lot ago, because I still remember I was a year 7, and if you were there, you may have remembered me for one thing and one only, which was my broken arm. And luckily I don't have that anymore, which is a very big relief. But that's just one of the things I had hoped that would go away, and it did. So yes, I'm on the same page as everybody right now. One thing I wanted to share today is what does identity mean to me? Of course, whakapapa is a big part for all of us, but for me, what's bigger and what has remained always a question that I try to debate on about myself is, what does identity mean? Not to me, not to you, but for all of us. Identity means a lot. It means our culture, where we are from, who we are, and who matters to us. And this is a lot of things. I am a Nepalese Kiwi. I was born in Nepal and I was raised here in New Zealand. So both of these countries are my homeland, and I feel really proud for that. Now, all of this Layers of Identity project started when I got a certain notification on my phone saying, would you be interested? And of course I would be interested. I am someone who is very curious and wanted to share my feelings out with the world. And obviously that moment has come and gone and is still going, which is awesome. And I will cherish this moment on forever. So a huge thank you to the OAR FM team, the library, and UNESCO City of Literature, Nikki and Anne, for publishing this book that I will always remember. And again, alongside that, a huge thank you to my fellow contributors as well. Now let's get started with the 2 guiding questions. Number 1 was, which layer of my identity has grown the most the past year? In my essay, I wrote a lot about my whānau and my roots connecting back to Nepal. And yes, those are the 2 that have grown the most in the last year. Family. And family means friends as well. I've started to know a lot of people, a lot of Nepalese around the community, as well as that I still remember when I was writing my essay, the first thing I did was research about myself, which is harder than you think, trust me. First of all, I contacted my grandparents, and they shared the first stages of my life, which was awesome. And of course, I had to give a huge thank you to them. They're a big part in my heart. And after that, I started to write. Literally, when I writ, I exploded all my feelings that were in my heart. And I guess your heart is a very wonderful teacher if you're writing. So always follow your heart. And getting back to the question, yes, the layer that has grown the past is my family and my roots connecting back to Nepal. Because ever since I have contributed to the Layers of Identity project, I've found myself in a situation where I really, really adore my family. And more than what I used to. I always, at least once every 2 days, contact my grandparents to show them how much I love them. Because I love them a lot. And just one thing I'd like to say before we wrap up is a huge thank you for everyone for being here. The contributors, your whānau, they've really mattered to all of us. They've supported us all the way through this. And as I would say one more time, family is very important to everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Vika and I was lucky enough to be a part of the Layers of Identity project last year, and I am so excited to be here at the book launch today. A little bit about me. I was adopted from Russia at the age of 1.5 years and brought over to New Zealand, where I've lived ever since. I was born with cerebral palsy, and growing up this has meant surgeries, lots of medical intervention, relearning how to walk multiple times. As of 2 years ago, I now also live with a visual impairment, both of which have been difficult at times to adapt to throughout my childhood and teenage years. Despite this, however, there have been so many amazing opportunities I've been blessed with, and both of these things have pushed me towards my biggest goal of one day getting to the Paralympics and competing in para-athletics overseas. As of last year, I have now left high school and I am now studying health bridging full-time, which is helping me towards another big dream of mine of becoming a paediatric nurse. A lot of layers of my identity have grown in this past year, and it's hard to narrow down just one. But if I had to, I would probably say that it's my faith. In August last year, I had the opportunity to get baptized, and I feel like my faith has grown a lot. The other night, I was listening to the Layers of Identity episodes, and it was beautiful listening to everybody's stories and backgrounds. It has also reminded me of how far I have come, and despite the shaky uncertainty that quite a bit of my journey has held, it has reminded me that there is a purpose to things that we may have to go through, and that we always end up exactly where we are supposed to. And that the scars that you can't always understand straight away can end up telling the most incredible stories. I don't have all the answers to my story, and I'm yet to find the missing puzzle pieces, but I've been reminded that I just need to trust God has everything figured out, and He has led me on this path for a reason, and to enjoy every moment of it. Recently, my life has changed a lot, especially with leaving high school and starting tertiary study, and being introduced to the big wide world of being an adult. and trying to navigate that. I feel as though my understanding of myself has also changed quite a bit since this project, and probably in the best way possible. I've gotten back into the things I love, such as running and sports, like tennis, while being introduced to opportunities as well, like joining the I-League committee and connecting through Holberg. I think it's a mixture of rediscovering parts of my childhood and my past, and intertwining that with the excitement of full-time study and the independence and freedom that comes with finishing high school, which is literally the best thing ever, and figuring out what's next. I've also been learning that it's okay to not have everything figured out all at once, and the journey that comes with finding out your path in life may get a little bit messy and uncertain at times, but it is still beautiful, and the chapters of your story that scare you the most may just hold some of your favourite moments and memories. I think as well in the past year, I've started to carry a lot more gratitude for everything that I'm doing now, and the opportunities that I have been and continue to be blessed with, like this project, which I genuinely think is one of my favourite things that I've ever been a part of. And along with that, I also hold a lot of gratitude for the fact that I not only get to call Russia my home, but New Zealand my home as well. Thank you.
Kia ora koutou. My name's Arina. I'm the project lead from Otago Access Radio. I've only given myself 2 minutes because, it's Youth Week and I'm apparently youth adjacent. So it's Dear Week. So I'll try my best to keep things small here. And this is a pretty useless speech because it doesn't carry the emotions that I am feeling right now after hearing all of our speakers today, and I'm sure you are feeling the same thing as we are as well. So I just want to give a big clap to everyone who has shared their stories. So for this 2 minutes, I just want to say thank you. My whole speech is just full of gratitude to everyone who has been part of this project. Our wonderful collaborators, Nikki and Anne from Dunedin UNESCO City of Literature. It's just mind-blown for us because when we planned this project, we never thought about a book. That's crazy, right? We thought of it as a podcast and radio show, and when they came up and wanted to work with us, it's just the most amazing thing, and we love working with them. So thank you so much, Nikki and Anne. Thank you as well to, obviously, DCC for funding the project. We really appreciate them, and the DCC marketing and design team for designing the book, which you will see later. I don't want to spoil it yet. Dunedin Public Libraries, Mercer and Jill, who are just the most wonderful people to work with. And obviously, I've said thank you to the rangatahi contributors, but I also want to say thank you to the whānau of the rangatahi computers for sharing your amazing rangatahi with us, because if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be anything. So to parents and whānau, thank you for supporting and sharing these wonderful rangatahi with us, and to the people in the room for showing up for Youth Week and World Day of Cultural Diversity. It is really special that you're here to celebrate, and every time we have all these events, can you feel the hope of the future and the world and all of the positivity that's contained in this room, and you sort of forget the things that happening out there or overseas, or, all those things don't matter as compared to the amount of positivity and hope that we do have here in this room. So I just want to point that out. We will be replaying the podcast of Layers of Identity from tomorrow, Saturday, 12:30 p.m. So if you did miss it, you can hear it live on OAR FM. All of the podcasts are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And this is a really good example of why we do what we do. We have 18 youth zone shows at OAR FM. 18. And some of the youth zone podcasters are here with us as well. I see you, Yoga, Malak. And yeah, it's really amazing because these rangatahi are such leaders. They don't just bring themselves in the podcast, they bring other people with them, and that is what we want as well. And thank you to my amazing team at OAR FM. We have Dummy there doing the live stream. We have Leslie at the back of the room there. We also have Jeff and Jeff who are supporting us from other places. Yes. Oh, we have one rangatahi contributor who's here who we haven't introduced. Malak Tamimi, who you would have known. Malak, you want to say hi, Ryan? Just in case you don't know Malak. Malak was in The Star and ODT twice yesterday, something crazy like that. She won 2 awards for the Race Unity Speech Award, so Malak's also a contributor. Lastly, thank you to our 2 MCs for today, Ocean and Parishe. That's the last thing I have to do before I go. We've got something for you too, so come on up. Thank you, Parishe. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you so much, Arena, for such a beautiful speech. And double thanks to our rangatahi who gave such beautiful reflections. It's so inspiring to see the future in such bright hands, as Arena said. I've lived here since I was 13, and I'll be 21 in a few days. I know it's hard to believe because of my accent, but I've seen a lot, and it's really amazing to see how the literature scene here for young people is just consistently flourishing. So triple thanks to Nikki and Anne from UNESCO and the team at OAR FM for working to elevate these young voices. That's so important today. And quadruple thanks to you all for being here once again. That's so amazing.
Now we'd like to invite Councillor Mickey Treadwell to share a few words before we reveal the book.
Thank you so much. Can we get another round of applause for our MCs? Incredible job. And also just an incredible hustle from all of our rangatahi for their podcasts. I admire the grind. It's incredible stuff. Tēnā koutou katoa, e hui mai nei, e ngā mana, e ngā reo, e rau rakatira mā. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you very much for inviting me to be here tonight. I'm speaking here on behalf of Mayor Sophie Barker, and I'd just like to begin by acknowledging my councillor colleagues in the room, Councillor Walker, Councillor Hall, Councillor Mayhem, I believe, is here somewhere, Councillor Mayhem, and I'm sending apologies on behalf of Councillor Gary, who would have loved to have been here. I was lucky enough to receive an early copy of this book, so coming in here, I was actually very self-conscious because I know the talent and the level of just impressive articulation and writing from the rangatahi in this room. And having seen them all speak, my fears are absolutely confirmed. I feel terrified. I'd like to acknowledge a range of people who shared their skills in this kaupapa and then reflect on the 15 rangatahi and their incredible mahi. So on behalf of Dunedin UNESCO City of Literature, many thanks to our partners, Otago Access Radio and Dunedin Public Libraries. Arena and the Otago Access Radio team, thank you for creating a space where the voices of our communities can be heard and supported. To our team at the Dunedin Public Libraries, you share an essential service across our 7 libraries in the city, creating opportunities for the community to connect, create, read, learn and flourish. Thank you for showing up each day to make a difference for those who really need it. Thanks to the creatives and the marketing and design teams at the Dunedin City Council. You've visually accompanied these stories in a way that brings life and feeling behind the words on the page. And thanks also to Spectrum Print for turning these visuals and stories into a physical book. It really is a beautiful artefact just to have and to hold. I'd like to thank our special guests, Dr. Royden Somerville QC and Lee Somerville for joining us tonight. Thank you for your work in supporting young people at all stages in their journeys. Spaces like the University of Otago are vital in supporting our rangatahi to face the significant and complex challenges confronting our societies, both locally and globally. I also want to acknowledge all the whānau, friends and community members, these parts of the journey, for showing up to celebrate tonight. The success of these young people is your success too. I just have to say, this is a mighty publication. It brings together 15 authors, and they each share a brave and generous account of their whakapapa, but each one is unique. It contains prose and poetry, personal histories, lyrical verse. It uses experiential language to bring us along the journey, the sting of a hand scraped on the ground, the hot sauna of a Toyota in the central Otago sun. Because it's about things that are close to the author's hearts, it's also a banquet of food writing. It's durian and mango and rendang, kibba, banana ice cream. It takes these 15 people and their multiple cultures and brings them all back to their roots now in Ōtepoti. And what I really love about it, I think, is that makes it a portrait of the city. When we talk about the city, we talk about the infrastructure and the funding and debenture. But these are just like a veneer in service of what the city is, which is the people. He aha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. So there's just 3 quick things I'd like to say before I soak up everybody else's time. Firstly, thank you so much to these rangatahi for sharing with us. Secondly, congratulations on becoming published authors. That is no small feat. And thirdly, it gives me great, great pleasure to be here at the official launch of Layers of Identity. Kia ora.
Thank you, Councillor Mickey Treadwell, for that wonderful speech. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for.
We'd like to invite all of our Layers of Identity contributors to come up on stage for the book reveal. Contributor Mullet Tamimi will be leading the unboxing.
done. Oh, okay. I'd just like to thank everyone for being here and for supporting us all on this journey. It has been very lovely for me to be part of this with all these amazing rangatahi on my left and right, and I'm so excited to do this. Okay, 3, 2, hopefully I don't break it. 1. Yay! Oh, it's so pretty.
Gonna get some photos.
Thank you all for being here today and for supporting rangatahi voices in Ōtepoti.
We invite you to stay, connect with us, and check out our reflection wall and share your words.
Please also enjoy the kai kindly prepared for you by the Dunedin UNESCO City of Literature. It looks amazing.
Before we finish, we'll invite Ajax back to close our event and bless the kai. Feel free to stay and mingle with us. Thank you.
As Ocean and Parisha said, now I'm going to do a karakia mō te kai to bless the food so we can all enjoy the yummy kai. E te atua whakapainga e nei kai. Hei oranga mō mātou tinana whainga hoki o te mātou wairua. Ki te taro o te ora. Ko ihu karaiti tō mātou āriki. Ake, 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 amine. Thank you.